Stephen Milhausen here from DAZN, and this fine gentleman looks like he's getting a haircut. Looks like he's getting a haircut. He doesn't need too much of an introduction. He is, even though Curtis Blades and Tom Aspinall is the main event of the UFC's return to London at the O2 on Saturday, the star of the show was on the main card. He is facing Jordan Levitt, the one and only Paddy Pimblett. And are you getting a haircut, my friend, a couple days before the fight, or no? That's what it looks like.
No. I had a haircut about 10 days ago, something like that. You know what I mean? 12 days ago. I get the layers put in it, lad. I don't get a proper haircut. I don't go to barbers. I go to the hairdressers and get the layers put in it. There
you go. And you and my son have the same haircut. My son's got that same thing, that blonde hair. He looks like the fifth member of the Beatles. You can also be a member of the Beatles, my friend.
I am the fifth Beatle, lad. Coming to take over America just like they did.
Did you listen to the Beatles at all, Paddy, or no?
Yeah. Not always, you know what I mean? I not always listen to them, but I do have them on my playlists and stuff.
Favorite musician and why?
My favorite musician is Jamie Webster, one of my good friends. He's just unbelievable. If you give him a listen, he's got 2 albums out the next level. But I always say to people, you need to see him live to actually appreciate how good he is. But some of the songs about Liverpool and living life in Liverpool, it resonates.
You know, I have to ask you this because DAZN is more, we cover more boxing. We got deals with the UFC, but I do want to ask, what is more popular in your mind in the UK? The UFC or boxing?
At the moment, it's still boxing. Boxing's still more popular. It's more mainstream. But by the time I'm done, UFC will be more popular.
Ooh, there we go. Anthony Joshua, who do you watch boxing at all, Paddy, or no?
Yeah, I don't watch it all the time, and avidly I don't stay up to watch cards, but I don't even stay up to watch UFC cards, lad. I'm not ruining my sleeping pattern. You know what I mean? I'm keeping my sleeping pattern the way it is. I'm not getting up at 4 in the morning to watch a fight, lad. I just look at my Instagram the next day and find out who's won. But the first fight, AJ and Usyk, I said Usyk's going to win, and I think the same again. Unless AJ lands one big punch and knocks him out, I don't think he can beat him.
I was going to ask you, because I know AJ's huge in the UK. You got Tyson Fury. Who's bigger in your mind as a
Tyson
UK
Fury's
guy?
bigger. All day.
Really?
Tyson Fury. He's the main man, lad. He's the main man. He's the best by far, and he's real. Know what I mean? Everything he says, he means. Everything with AJ's an act.
Is it fair to say you are the Tyson Fury of the UFC?
Yeah, it is. I'm real, lad. Nothing I do is fake or a persona, like a lot of these cringy bastards. You know what I mean? Everything with me, what you see is what you get. Just like with Tyson Fury, he hasn't got a PR team around and telling him to do this, telling him to do that, just like I haven't. Where AJ has and a lot of other fighters have.
Is that the aura and the confidence you bring? Does that come from your mom and dad when you were growing up? Was that something you were born into, or is it just as a kid when time came out and that confidence came as time went on for yourself?
I really don't know, to be honest. Everyone always asks me where the confidence come from, this and that, and I'm just like, I don't even know myself. Personally, I don't know where the confidence came from, because I'm not that confident in other walks of life. I just know how good I am at fighting and putting on a show for people. It's what I was put on this earth to do, and I'll continue to do so until I retire.
You know, I was at the Barstool offices in April for Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano, and was doing this tour. I'm walking around with Large. I'm walking around with some of the boys, and what do I see? A poster of the man, yourself, and I'm like, you're here. I know you got to deal with Barstool. They love you. You're big at Barstool. You're becoming big here in America. But how did that partnership with Barstool come about? Because I thought that what they told me, I thought was pretty cool.
Well, lad, it was great after my debut. Dave just went and looked back at my fights and stuff like that, and he DM'd me, and literally it went from there. And I love Barstool, lad. Being in that office how cool is that office, lad? That is the sickest office on the planet. I wish I could work there, mate. That is sick. But what I love about Barstool, that it reminds me of my own gym. It's not like a workplace; it's more like a family.
Yeah.
Everyone there is like brothers and sisters. It's like a big family, and that's why I love it so much. That's why me and Molly fit in so well, because it just reminds us of our workplace and our gym.
Because I went there with Eddie Hearn, and we walked out, and they're like, before we even left, they're like, "You got to grab the swag." They let it go. I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "Okay, I'll get a sweatshirt." Awesome. They're like, "You could take what you need." I'm like, "You best bet, Paddy." I grabbed me 3 sweatshirts, and I grabbed a hat. It's a big and a hat. Did you take
I
some
would have been
swag?
grabbing more than 3 sweatshirts. Lad. I would have been taking all sorts. When someone says take what you want there, you take the lot, lad. You take one of everything.
I love it. And you look at your run so far in the UFC. Has this even surprised you? How you've risen so quickly in a short amount of time?
No, I'm gonna keep rising like this in a short amount of time. I'm gonna knock Jordan Levitt out in the first round. Keep rising. I'll have another fight before the back end of the year. I'm guessing it'll be in Vegas on a pay-per-view. And then I'll have a nice Christmas. Have another fight early next year, March, April, and then I'll be taking the summer off to get married and to go to Glastonbury and shit.
Did you say getting married?
Yeah, getting married next May.
Ooh, congratulations. How long have you been with your soon-to-be wife?
11 years.
Woo! You've made her wait that long, my friend? Wow. I only waited 6.
I'm only 27 though, lad. She's lucky she's getting it this soon.
What does she think of you? What does she think of all of this? Because I know just for the journalist side, my wife gets kind of amazed of like the places we get to go and the people she gets to meet. What does she make of all this?
She she doesn't like all the attention and stuff, you know what I mean? Especially when we're out having a meal and stuff and people are harassing us for the pictures, but it just comes with the territory, done, and I don't mind. I'll get a picture with anyone as long as she's not rude and ask me while I'm mid-meal. I don't mind. But she always said years ago, like, when you get in the UFC and get famous and want to swear you. But by then we had our own house and stuff, so she had no choice.
Nah, you left her with no options. That's a very smart move. And a couple more questions, Paddy, and thank you so much for the time today. It's greatly appreciated. And, you've been very vocal about if you want to put me in big fights, it's going to cost you more money. How many more fights do you feel like is the next fight the fight you want to be the big fight, or are you just still content with, hey, if you're not going to pay me what I know I'm worth, we're going to pay consent?
Well, I actually have a new contract for this fight, lad. Got a new contract for this fight, but
breaking news.
I'm not in no rush, lad. People keep tweeting me and stuff. Oh, why is you not fighting Tony Ferguson and Michael Chandler and Justin Gaethje? Because I've only just signed for the UFC and had 2 fights. I'm not fighting people in the top 15 yet. I don't need to. I'm in no rush. I'm 27 years of age. As I say, I'm gonna, by this time next year, I'll have another 3 UFC wins, including Jordan Levitt. I'll be 5-0 in the UFC. And yeah, as I say, I'm in no rush. I'm going to climb the rankings as slow as I need to. I'm not in no rush at all. I'm going to get paid on my way up. And then by the time I am in them title fights, fighting them ranked people, I'll be getting paid big bucks.
Now, congratulations on the new deal. And how many fights is that new deal for?
Standard, another 4.
Okay, cool. Now, you said 5-0, and you've said that a couple times now. Is that how many fights you feel like you want before you take on, like you said, the guys in the top 15, the top 10, and the top 5?
I really don't know. As I say, we'll see how it goes, because a lot of people say, "Oh, you should be fighting." Like, people mention me in the same breath as Islam Makhachev and Oliveira and Poirier, and I'm like, chill out, lad. Like, they're fighting 5 years' time. By the time I end up fighting these sorts of people, they'll be on the decline. You know what I mean? Like, there's a new batch of lightweights coming in, and personally, I think the lightweight division should have a top 30 because it's that stacked.
That division's ridiculous. Because, like you said,
yeah, the division's a shark tank, lad, an absolute shark tank. It is the hardest division to win a world title, and I don't care what anyone says.
What's the dream fight in that weight class for you?
Come on. You can't still watch the dream fight in that division. Everyone knows it's Conor McGregor, lad. Everyone knows it's Conor McGregor for the money that he'll get paid. You know what I mean? It goes without saying. The dream fight for anyone in the UFC, whether it's Francis Ngannou or Davidson Figueiredo, the dream fight is Conor McGregor because of the amount of money he'll get. But the funny thing is, in a few years, that'll be me. Everyone's going to want to fight me for the money that I generate.
I've seen this, but I want to ask you, because this is the first time we chatted. Do you feel like you're the guy? Are you the guy? I'll phrase it that way. Are you the guy to replace Conor McGregor? In that
I am. I've said it for years. I've said it. There was Brock Lesnar, there was Ronda Rousey, there was Conor McGregor. Now there's Paddy the Baddy. That's simple.
What do you bring? Because you know what people are going to say. What do you bring that these other fighters don't?
The other fighters on the roster just aren't authentic, lad. They haven't got any personality. I'm just me. What you see is what you get. A lot of other people, as I say, they haven't got no personality. I'm very relatable. A lot of people can relate to me. I don't look like a fighter.
No.
I haven't got a single tattoo, as you say. You mentioned my haircut. I don't look like a fighter, lad. And I shock a lot of people when I get in there and beat people up. And when I'm in my off season, I'm just a normal fella. I like going out and eating food and drinking fizzy drinks, lad. I don't want a six pack all year round. I'm not a sad weirdo who wants to be in shape all year round. I don't care. They're not happy people.
Favorite drink?
Cherry Coke.
Not even alcoholic. Out of everything, cherry. Wow. I'm gonna have to get me a cherry Coke today.
Cherry Coke's power.
Ooh, I'm just a regular Coke guy. Cherry Coke, I usually try to stay away from.
Cherry Coke shits on normal Coke, lad. Trust me.
We'll end with this, Paddy. What can fans expect coming up on Saturday from the O2 in London?
I am going to put on another spectacular show like you've never seen before. But this fight gets even finished faster than the last one, and I'm going to put him fast asleep.
You could see him coming up on Saturday on ESPN Plus here in the United States as he takes on Jordan Levitt on the main card as the UFC returns to London. The main event, Curtis Blades and Tom Aspinall in heavyweight action. I have a feeling the next time the UFC goes to London, this gentleman's going to be in the main event. I have a feeling.
I don't think I'll be fighting in the UK for a long time. I'm going to be on pay-per-views, lad. I put too many bums on seats and make too much money to have me on free TV.
But what if the UFC comes to London for a pay-per-view?
I don't want to fight in London again. I want to fight in Anfield. I want to fight in Liverpool, my hometown.
Okay. Now, see, Eddie Hearn and his outfit at Matchroom Boxing, they're always in Liverpool. They go to Liverpool often, so maybe one day you can put on the boxing gloves. Do some shows.
I would, lad. Logan Paul was talking about me the other day, lad. I'll punch his head in whenever you want me to.
How about you and KSI?
Whenever you want.
Ooh. He's fighting on our card coming up here. I don't know if you know that he's. Did you know he's returning?
I haven't got a clue, lad. I don't know who these YouTubers are, lad, to be honest, but I'll fight anyone, especially for the big payday. I'll put the boxing gloves on and beat anyone up.
There we go, Paddy the Baddy. Paddy, I specifically wanted to talk to you because we've never chatted, and I always enjoy how you present yourself in the sport. So it's quite refreshing to see a face like yourself taking, especially in the UK. So thank you so much for the time today. It means a lot. I'm looking forward to Saturday. I'm looking for another knockout, Paddy. And then when you come fight here later on in the year, I look forward to being at the fight, my friend.
Yeah, as I say, this fool gets knocked out pretty quick, and then I'll be fresh, lad, coming into a show in December or something in Vegas. Hopefully you're there.
Yes, sir. And I'm going to go I'm going to go buy some cherry Coke now.
Go and get some cherry Coke, lad. Taste the flavour, unbelievable.
Awesome. Thank you, Paddy, and best of luck Saturday, bud.
You know that, fella. Peace out.
Peace out.
Yeah.